Hi, I'm Jennie Drimmer. This is my Freshworks masterclass on sales culture codewords. I joined Coursera after spending over 20 years in the finance and HR professional space. What makes working at Coursera so exciting right now is the level of growth that we're seeing, which is giving us great opportunities to drive impact in the world while also building a really exciting team. And as I like to say, building the ship while sailing. There's so many new things that we are doing and experiencing and figuring out together that opportunity for real camaraderie and collaboration is really both exciting and very important for me as a sales leader. A happy sales culture is really about that linkage across the team. Sales can be a very challenging thing as an opportunity and function to stay in over time. And I think it's really important that we take time to celebrate each other's success and make sure that we're not only looking at our own success and failures, but also really working together as a true team, because I think that helps to smooth out a lot of the bumps along the road and make sure that you can stay engaged. And I think that really helps in driving forwards together. For me, the culture of the sales team, it's not in competition. It's not about being better than another part of the business. We're all in it together. If anything, I think happiness comes from the fact that in sales, it's really important to take time to thank and to work with our peers. We're hugely reliant on other functions, whether it's pre-sales, legal, finance. These are people that we need in our journey, and celebrating those successes goes a ways to actually building that sales happiness and also functional happiness more broadly. What sales leaders need to do to really enable and empower sales as the place to be within the business comes back to one of my favorite books, which is Drive by Daniel Pink. And there's 3 things there that really set off human potential, which is purpose, autonomy, and mastery. Purpose is obviously having a linkage to the shared goal of the business and feeling part of that. Autonomy then is the ability to really have the leeway to make decisions and to have running room. So very much the opposite of a micromanagement culture. Mastery then is having that craftsmanship, being able to build a career in sales over time and become a true expert of that art. As we think about sales buzzwords and culture as well, and I think about the need for change, I see huge opportunity to continue to reinvent the sales function. I'm a great example of that. As a very immediate piece, we do not have enough women in sales right now, and we certainly do not have enough female commercial leaders, because sales has not generally been a function with that work hard, play hard kind of macho culture that has invited different types of people, and women in particular, into the fold. And so I think there's huge opportunity to make sure that we make it a much more all-encompassing culture and move away from the old school coffees for closers that I'm sure we've all seen at points in our career as well. When I think about building a team that is both happy and high performing, for me, one of the most important pieces of that comes in the idea of a team. So certainly for me, having a team that really comes together, not only to operate within the domain of that one individual salesperson, but also to really link together as a team, learn from each other, compare notes. There's so much opportunity to fast cycle growth and knowledge share by doing that. And it's often something we don't do enough of. We too often still run in competition to each other instead of looking to support, learn from, and grow as a collective whole. Feedback is something that is really important and a core value of ours here at Coursera. Deep honesty is actually one of our key values as a business. And what that means is it is incumbent on all of us to take the opportunity to share ideas where it's possible to do so, but also to share feedback. What's working, what's not, what are the opportunities that we see in the market? What are things we may be dealing with in an interpersonal level that can be difficult to raise, but are really important as we look to unlock some of the friction that can occur and make sure we have productive, positive, and happy relationships as a team as well. When sharing feedback within the team, one of my values as a sales leader is assume positive intent. And that's really, really important. I always tell my team, I've got your back and I expect you to have mine as well, because I think it's only with that bridge of trust that you're able then to be open and be brave to share feedback and also share things that may be quite difficult. Sometimes things that you can be dealing with at a personal level have a massive impact on how you're performing. And if you don't have the safe space in which to open up about those topics, it can be very, very difficult to really have a strong relationship within a team. In terms of learnings and what I've learned in my 20-odd careers within commercial roles, I think one of the most important things to me is authenticity. We don't need to all look, sound, and be the same. I think there's huge range to bring that authentic self into the workplace. And in doing that, you actually build a lot more trust around your team as well. Because again, people bring their true selves into the work that they do, which is actually an incredible important part of being able to be happy as well. One thing I would say as we talk about happiness is it's important to keep in mind happiness is an extremely elusive concept. And rather than chasing happiness, I think in sales it's really, really important to be present with the reality of where we are, accept things where they are. A huge problem in sales is that we can beat ourselves up very, very hard around where we are, where we're not, where we are relative to others. Accepting that, moving on from that, is a huge way to unleash potential and unleash happiness in the end as well.